The following program is brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. The views, opinions, statements, outbursts, random thoughts, decisions, and shenanigans expressed are solely those of the hosts and in no way are reflective of those of the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club, management, or staff. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Bitches. You are listening to Stones Radio Networks, the home of the Lincoln Potters. Started with trading a bag of weed for a mixing board and a couple of microphones. This is the show that started it all. It started as Stones and the Boys, and through many incantations, we're always Stones and Toy. We had a Knock, a Casual T, a Jay Wuck, a Rebecca Blanton, a Jessica Cameron, Mike E. Winfield, a Carmichael Dave. But still, it always comes back to two guys sitting in a room talking.
Two guys sitting in a garage talking.
And now it's time for Stones and Toy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Goodbye Sober Day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Stones and the Toy. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Stones and the Toy.
It is like robot sex in your ears.
Well, guess what, everybody? It's been 364 days. No, 363. Sorry, we're 2 days short. It is time for the long-awaited return of the Stones and Toy Show right here on StonesRadioNetworks.com. It's good to hear you back again. It's nice to be back again, but we're not all together until I bring in my boy Stones. There he is. Yes, you hear the crowd going wild for him. The crowd loves Mr. Stones.
I'm going to help you out because I realized you can't see
No, I have no.
what's going on.
no.
So if I turn it like
Should
this.
I move a little bit?
Well,
Should I
no.
go that way?
If you look, can you kind of just out of the corner of your eye, can you see yourself now?
Hey, that's me.
Here, how about I do this? Look.
Well, now you can't see.
No, I can still see what I need to see.
But I don't want to see me. I'm
But
okay
now you
with
know
that
where
one.
you need to be, right?
I need to be here,
Right there.
live and in charge
Yeah,
of
well,
my side.
live.
Of my side of the desk.
Live and in charge of nothing.
At my side of the desk.
Okay, yeah,
that's
your
it.
side of the
I don't
desk.
touch anything that goes on over there because we actually want this to work.
That's right.
So
So
you
if
know,
I put it like right here, is that good
I can
enough for
totally
you?
live with that.
Okay,
and
cool.
I really don't need
All
to
right.
see anything else unless we're going to do some visual stuff today.
Well, we might. Jumping jacks. Okay. Maybe show off your guns. Okay. You know, you look really big on camera. Welcome
That's
in,
'cause I've been
everybody.
eating nicely.
Stones and the Toy are back.
Very healthily, though, I must say. But
You-
we'll talk about that.
I mean, if
I'm
it's
sure.
been 363 days, if
Yep.
it's been that long, you were definitely fatter the last time we did the show.
Oh, I'm fatter. I mean, I'm flattered.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely are because the last time we did this show, you had a gallbladder,
I did, and now I no longer have one.
and
of
you
those.
don't have a gallbladder.
No,
no,
it
they
was
took it out
taken away.
emergencyly, like.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it was like, yeah, we need to get this out of you now as soon as we have time to
Well, I
get
mean,
around to you.
That's how the
So,
hospitals work.
Yeah, so that was all
Okay?
good.
It's
So, yeah.
not like that's something new.
Yeah, it
to
was,
you.
but I don't want people to be really fretting their heads about
Nobody-
my situation.
Nobody really gives a shit.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No,
but
nobody gives
I'm
a
just
shit.
throwing it out there.
But I'm
you
just
know?
yeah. But what I'm saying is, so you were definitely heavier the last time we did the show because you had a gallbladder. That weighs something,
It
and
does,
you don't
and
have one
especially
now.
because it was full of stones. Not you, but
That's
gallstones.
fucking gross, bro.
Yeah,
That
so
is-
it was like
that is gross. We don't do
so
that.
I had
here
all
on
sorts
this.
of
Okay.
rocks going on up in there.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
not a good time.
Say rocks, not stones, please.
Okay. I'll
You
do
had
it.
rocks
But that's
up in
not what
there?
they're called. That's
What are they called?
Gallstones.
Oh, okay.
There, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Golf stones.
Golf stones.
Golf stones.
No, fortunately, there weren't any that were that big.
Can you play golf with those stones?
I would like to because I want to see what would happen with them, but
I would imagine your golf stones would shatter into bazillion pieces.
well, that's the thing is I want to know.
They're made of calcium, right? Is that what it is? What's a golf stone? What's a stone made of? I mean, look, I know what I'm made of. I don't know what gallstones are made of.
Right.
You know
so
what I mean?
that's the
Are they
thing is that I'm
sentient?
not 100% sure. They're definitely not sentient.
Okay.
But
right,
they are.
You
they
know, I'm
are
worried about shit like that right now.
Yeah. Well, we should be. I mean,
No,
the
like me
computers
personally, I'm very worried about shit like that right now.
Are you about the sentientness?
Of
of
things.
everything?
Yeah,
that's
maybe
true.
gallstones.
We did have a very long
Yes, we
conversation
did.
about
Yeah.
that yesterday,
and we'll
but
get into it again, I'm sure, at some point in time.
I'm sure.
But
because-
here on this show today, the welcome back Cotter episode.
Oh, Mr. Cotter.
We had to talk about your stones.
Not just you, because you are my stones.
I am so good.
You are.
I miss using a soundboard.
I know it is.
I don't
fun.
do a show on the fucking network that lets me do the soundboard.
I know. How ironic is that?
Unless I want to play like an intro, I got all these fucking.
A lot of that has to do with
got all
me,
these
though.
stupid intros, like this intro right here. This intro just fucking drives me nuts. Okay, have you heard this intro?
I have.
Yeah?
Once or twice.
Yeah?
And I am
listen to
familiar
this.
with it.
Listen to his voice. It's like one of the worst voices we could have hired.
Why would you hire somebody to do this?
One of the worst voices I could have hired on the network, but god damn it, he's sitting across from me.
Well,
so
you get what you pay for, so
I'll pay that son of a bitch anyway.
you don't even have to pay me a Slurpee. I mean, at
didn't.
least with Bondi, you had to.
don't
I mean,
even-
I'm just saying, like, I don't even require that.
Okay.
Like,
We're 6 minutes into the show. Okay. I asked
Already?
you.
Wow.
I asked you earlier.
fast.
Do you know how to do this? Do you remember how to do this? And you're like, yeah, no, I got this. You forgot the golden rule. You cannot bring up Bondi in the first fucking 6 minutes of a show.
well, I was using him as an example that I don't even require the 89 cents of payment, to do intros, where even that guy cost us a little bit of change, if you will.
Nice try.
So-
Nice spin there.
See what I'm saying?
I like what
So
you- I like what you're
that's
trying to
the
do there.
only reason. I don't want to talk about him anyway
Right.
because
Good,
he's
good.
probably somewhere doing some shenanigans
We're
we
not.
don't want to know about.
I don't want to know about him.
I understand.
And
He-
listening audience, the one listening audience member we have,
Right.
doesn't want to hear about him yet either.
No, I understand.
Maybe not ever, but
Probably
definitely not right in the first 7 minutes of the show.
No,
And
but
again,
it is. But
way to make the show come to a screeching halt, but
Well-
that's okay because we haven't gotten started yet.
Well, see, and the other reason that I don't really
Train wreck.
I know, but
Fucking train wreck.
he was the last. He was here the last time that we were on. So
He does not know where the new studio is, though.
right. So there's a lot of things that have transpired since then.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where any of that is. He and I are fine. We haven't had a falling out or anything. I don't need to deal with him.
Okay,
right now.
again,
So
it's
that's all I'm
the
saying.
first 8 minutes. We're still talking about Bondi. Let's
No, we're done
try
with-
to move on.
Who? I don't even know who you're talking about. I'm
I'd
not
like
even
to
talking
get back
about
to
him.
the fact that you were fatter last time we did this show.
Well, see, I'm not 100% sure if I was fatter. I was definitely less healthy though because I was.
Well, less
living-
healthy was absolutely true.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I was eating a lot of the fast food and the grease and the ice creams at night and all that good delicious stuff that now I can't have. So
So life sucks for Chris.
it's a different situation now.
Ouch.
But it's I do have I've increased my melon intake and my my mango intake.
You
and
like your melon
bananas.
small though, so it's not saying a lot, bro.
Well, that's
It's not
true.
saying a
You
lot.
know,
You
they-
like small
they-
melons, so your intake is
know,
increased. What now?
they-
You're having 2 melons at a time?
Well, I mean, we did talk
Little
about this.
itty bitty melons.
Yeah,
you could do 3 of them at a
Three
time.
of them, as long as they are beautiful, then fantastic. They're way better than 2 giant sloppy melons.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I'm saying.
Go into the archives for that one, baby.
into that's a great, still a great debate.
Oh, I
But
know.
anyway, lots of turkey sandwiches are in
Turkey.
my purview. I can, a lot of the delicious stuff that I did, still like. I just can't get it from fast food places now. But like,
So
know,
you're
I could-
saving money now too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you're not. Here's the thing about Chris. Okay, everybody needs to. I'm gonna pull the veil back about the
Uh-oh.
toy for a second.
Uh-oh.
If it's not convenient, you won't eat until the end of the day when you're standing at home and your stomach is rumbling to the point where if you don't eat, you may pass out
Right.
from a diabetic shock, even though you're not diabetic.
Right. I still do that. though,
Okay.
But
So what people need to realize is that is, first of all, that's your MO of life. Okay. You don't do anything until you absolutely have to do it.
is true.
Okay. But
true.
once you do, okay, you don't fuck around. Okay. You're at home, you're cooking up a big old feast for
Yeah,
5
and it's-
people. And
right,
there's
it's
one
delicious.
person.
Right.
And you make like 80 burritos out of it.
and
And
then I can freeze them, and
Yeah.
then I can eat them for the rest of the week, and it's all good. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So like those delicious things, like I just have to make sure that I do. I did find that there is 95 to 97%, fat-free ground beef. So that's fantastic. I can still do that.
All
I
right.
can do burgers and
All
all that. My buddy today, who's been crashing with me every once and again, brought over some chicken and a 12-pack of dude.
One of these days we're
for
going to have
cooking.
to break this guy out.
Yep, absolutely.
He can't just be a dude that's a friend that sometimes crashes on your couch that we don't ever talk about.
Right.
We will talk about said dude eventually
Yes.
because I like said dude, but said dude has got a lot of fun things we could talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
But said dude needs to
He's
be
a-
down for it.
He's a wealth of story.
Because you know how some said dudes that if you said something about them and they weren't down with it, you would be scared shitless for the rest of your life.
Right.
Ever seeing said dude again?
Right.
He's one of those dudes in my book.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You know,
Not for
that's
me,
why.
but yeah,
That's why
I'm
I
with
want to
you.
make. Well,
Well, but you
I
two
don't know
have-
him
right.
on that same level.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
absolutely.
said dude has got to come up on the show. If
Yep.
not become, like every once in a while guest kind of thing. Listen, I
Right.
don't want to do, a regular guest. We've done this in the past. It ruins us.
It does.
Okay, we fight, we break up.
Yep.
We don't do shows for 362 days
It
in
was
a row.
all Jaywalk's fault.
Okay, so yeah, fuck you, Jaywalk.
You know what's funny about
You
Jaywalk
suck.
though? It rhymes with gay fuck. God,
absolutely.
I missed that.
Oh
Anyway,
man, it's
so-
been back. So anyway, welcome into the show, everybody. This is what we do. It's
Hey,
the
here
Stones
it
and Toy
is.
Show. He's
It all goes downhill from here.
he doesn't like being called the Toy, so we just call him Toy now. And I am the Stones
There you go.
because
we
it's
just traded
the Stones. If you read it, the Stones and Toy Show. So I'm now.
Oh, now we're
I
that.
am the.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the
because we've had so many different.
We
versions
changed it
of
to
that.
the SATs, but I had to drop that
Yeah,
because
'cause
we
we're
are
not
not
that
smart.
smart.
We are not smart at all.
Nope.
So I had to drop the SATs, but I
I
know
do
you don't
like
like
that.
the being a the because you always are. You've always been
and the.
and the.
Yep.
Okay, and I don't want you to be an and the anymore. So
I do appreciate
the.
that.
I'm a the.
Again, just to reiterate that conversation from a few years ago, I do a very great.
Yeah,
appreciate
so
that,
that's what I thought I'd do, and so we're here on Stones Radio Networks, yes, and I'm Stones, but we wouldn't have a network without that guy right there. The two of us got together when we were young lads,
we were
and,
just wee little lads.
we little lads, and we got into a garage and we started talking, and Don Geronimo thought it was funny.
That we were hanging out in the garage talking.
I guess I don't know if he thought the show was funny or it was just.
How can
fun-
he not? Because the
Yeah,
show is hilarious.
I don't know if he. No, I don't think.
Not to steal, Steve
I don't
Martin's
think
bit, but
he
we
thought-
are two wild and crazy guys.
I don't.
You know,
We are two wild and crazy guys.
That's right.
So, and this is it. This is what we do. So, if you like it, great. Like and subscribe. Hit the button. Do all
Oh,
that
Jesus,
shit.
I
You know.
forgot
But
we're in that world. We got to do that all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And if you want to follow along with the show, Stones at or Stones_McCoy on Twitter. You're the Real Toy 1.
That's right,
on
because somebody
Twitter.
else decided to steal the real toy.
Yeah,
I'm
which
not real
is
sure about
which is
that,
really
because
weird.
they're not really me.
Maybe it was like a dildo place or something.
Probably.
You know what I mean? But anyway,
Probably.
so I brought up the food thing because you were fatter. I believe you were fatter.
I think I
just
was probably
based on the fact that you
I think
had
I
a
was
gallbladder.
probably about 10 to 15
Okay.
pounds heavier back at the time.
So
yeah.
I'm just basing it off of that, just purely based on that. Now you're right. You take really shitty care of yourself.
Yes.
You could have been less pounds, but I don't think so. Anyway, I don't think so. 362 days ago, I was skinnier than I am today.
Okay.
I know this.
Well,
for,
your life is your life
I know this
has
for a
gotten
fact.
good.
I know this for a fact. I'm getting fat on life. Okay, and we'll talk about some of my getting fat on life here in a little bit.
But it's all a positive.
But-
you know, getting fat is I've always seen as
If
a
you see it as a
positive.
positive thing, that's great. But I don't, because I'm the one that has to see my gut 5 seconds before I see the rest of my shadow.
Word.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's not cool.
Well, okay.
That
Now,
part's not cool.
I think let me clarify. I think the actual getting fat is difficult and certainly something difficult to deal with.
Yes.
I at one point I was like 65 pounds heavier than I am now, so I understand how that goes.
But see, you're only 155 now, so that puts you at like a 215, 220 mark.
Now I was at like 225, 230 at my fattest.
Okay, well,
So
but
when
you're
I-
still
when that
taller
one
than
vi-
me.
when that
I was
one
that
video-
weight at one point in
When
time.
that one video that was really popular was made, that's about where I was. So
That one video?
that one video that we have somewhere along
Oh,
our timeline from a
yeah.
long time ago.
Oh,
I was tipping about the 225, 230 at that point. So yeah, so it's
Okay.
different.
All right.
It's certainly different now, but the thing is that I forgot what we were talking
So
about.
anyway,
Yeah.
so
That's the thing.
so I'm fatter, and one of the things that I've decided to do.
Oh yeah, is that it's not necessarily the fatness part,
yeah.
but it's the reason you're getting fat is because there are positive, joyous things happening in your world.
Oh yeah, no,
So that's what I'm saying.
You're so right. You don't even know. I mean, I think you do know how right you are, but the people out there, they don't know.
That's what I do.
And so,
I'm just right. Right?
yeah, you're
Right.
right. So the missus and I have no kids at home
No.
anymore. So we are, and
They're
fuck
gone.
yeah.
They fucking killed them. Just straight
the-
up. Just- they're buried in the backyard.
We murdered
Yeah,
them.
they're dead.
And one at a time,
Yep.
one in front of the other.
Well, yeah. That way the other one knew what was coming.
And we did our daughter, then our son, and the reason why is
Ladies
because
first.
ladies first, and I mean he was around to see her come into the world, so
Right,
we
but
thought it would be
only
apropos,
fair. Yeah,
right?
let him see
to let
her.
him see her go for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
And I mean, to be totally honest, between the two of them, she was a little more of the pain in the ass.
I mean,
especially at 2:30 in the afternoon.
she prompted it.
She did.
If we're gonna call a spade, let's just call it. She prompted it to 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, what's for dinner?
it,
Every day.
It had to end
Every day. 2:30.
and it finally ended.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now
It
it's quiet.
finally ended,
It's quiet.
and
It's
we
lovely.
shipped their corpses
Uh-huh.
out east
Yeah.
to Vermont.
Yeah, Bernie can handle them.
Yeah, and they're in Bernie's state now.
Yep.
And it's crazy, miraculous recoveries. We thought we had murdered our children, but they're still hitting us up for food because they're now in college.
Yeah, I know they do that. They're relentless little bastards.
They're
let me tell you.
Pieces of shit. So I'm
It's awesome, man. They're both in
I'm
school,
very happy.
and they're in college together.
Yeah, they're
which
going to
is-
the same college,
which
man.
Is rad.
Yeah. Son's a
and-
junior. My daughter's a freshman this year.
Yep.
And they upped and left us to this big old house. And people who follow me on Twitter and stuff have seen that I've been working on the house.
Yep.
And then the moment I get it all finished, everybody leaves. Okay.
Looks good, man. We're out.
We're out. Peace. Okay. So everybody's gone now. And so part of my lap of luxury, not having children's and such around the house, is I'm fucking lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting fat.
Happens.
I'm getting fat.
But again,
Okay.
happiness.
I'm getting, And what's funny is that I saw the precursor to me getting fat happening as we were getting them ready to go
Right.
away.
Okay.
Okay. And they're doing their own thing in the couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks prior to them leaving.
Right.
They're out doing their own thing, and I'm already getting into the mode of there ain't fucking nothing, no kids here, ain't
Yeah, I
shit
ain't
I
got
gotta
nothing to
do.
do.
Okay? Nada. And I'm already in the mode. Okay? Now, but maybe people out there don't know, I'm part of the Lincoln Potters
Yes.
broadcast team.
Yes, we made mention of them
and
in the intro.
that's right. I forgot
Yes,
about
we did
that.
mention them.
Yeah,
Because whatever we talk about
Has no
really
affiliation
has
with them.
nothing to do with
Okay.
them, other than the fact that
I'm about to tell a story about them real quick. So during our time this summer, I had made a bet. and I lost that bet,
Yes,
and
you
that
did.
bet required me to remove long chin hairs.
Yes, it was a good bet, though. I mean, again, it was a good bet to lose.
Yeah,
because
no.
it was positive for the Potters.
Yes,
but
yes,
it
yeah,
was-
absolutely.
It was difficult
Bad
for
bet for me to lose.
difficult
good
for
bet.
you to definitely
Yeah.
difficult for you to pay the piper on that one.
So I shaved, and I hadn't shaved in quite some time.
No.
And
You
once
looked like David Letterman.
once I shaved, I realized that I had 2 chins,
Uh-oh.
and I had never had a second chin before.
Gotcha.
Never,
Right.
never.
Right.
And that scared me.
I understand. See,
Okay.
I've had one many times, and it's always right at the edge of my goatee. That's how I knew where to stop
Well,
it. You know?
so that's how I figured out. That's why my hair kind of stops right there.
Right.
Is because that's where my second chin is.
Right.
You fucking asshole, I didn't know I had a second chin. Had I
Yeah.
known I had a second chin, I would have started working on that immediately. Okay.
Chin exercises.
Lots
of this. Exactly.
Okay, well, maybe. I mean, stick around. We'll find out later. I'll turn the cameras off, though. So I find out that I'm getting fat, and I'm about to go to Mexico because we're having celebration time. 'cause we
Celebration.
dropped the kids off of college.
That's right.
And I'm getting really self-conscious, bro. And I just stumbled upon a show. You turned me on to the Kroll Show.
Yes.
Which I didn't
Excellent.
even know that existed. But he plays a plastic surgeon in there, but he plays a plastic surgeon for animals.
For animals, yes.
And he's doing a pre-show bit with just him dry, right? And he's standing there and he's talking to the camera and he's looking back and he goes, "What's the proper age for a man to get work done?" and he's touching his double chin, right? And it just dawns on me. It's time for me. It's time for me.
Well,
to
you're
get,
attacking
to
it
get
in
some,
a different manner.
to get
though.
some work done. And here's why. It's because I have changed my eating habits.
Yes.
Since my children have been gone.
Yes.
Okay? I eat very healthy.
You do.
And I eat very little. I eat enough to survive.
Word.
But I don't eat a bunch of garbage.
No.
Okay? And I still am packing on pounds.
Well, here's the second part of that.
Pounds.
Here's the second part of that. And again, I was
I'm
thinking
like
about
12 and a half stone now.
I know, but this is what I was this is really what it comes down to.
That shit was funny.
That was good.
Oh, wrong one.
That was good too. You need to. I know you love the soundboard, but we've done a lot of the ba-dum bumps today. So I mean,
I
you
don't
need to
care.
mix them up a little bit. You know. So just saying. You know, you have. I
Asshole.
think that's better. See, I think we have like 72,000 things you could play, and you just keep going back to.
What the hell are you doing, fat ass?
You're
He was
talking to the
talking to
wrong guy.
me.
I was gonna say you're talking to the
Talking to
wrong
me.
guy there, Stan.
Talking to
So
me.
anyway, is movement. It's all about the movement now.
So you're saying I
when
can't
you and
just lay around like
'cause-
I always do?
Okay, so just going back to
That's what
the
I
Wayback Machine, as you referenced, you know, we get in fights with fucking Jay Wuck and you know all that sort
Yeah,
of thing.
fucking Jay
When you and
Jay
I
Wuck, you suck.
hadn't been away, you gay fuck, haven't sent a.
I didn't say it, Jay.
I did. So the
What I'm saying doesn't hurt Jay's feelings. What you're saying hurts Jay's feelings.
no, because Jay knows that I'm saying it in love because he knows how I feel about him.
All right.
He knows that I.
Can
got
I
his
say
back.
something?
Sure.
We've had
It's your fucking network.
we've had several-
You're the Stones.
we've had
You say whatever you
several
want.
comedians on our show,
Yeah.
and we've only had one that almost was not almost. He was a finalist on America's Got Talent and is now touring with America's Got fucking Talent, and that is Mikey Winfield.
Mikey Whitfield. Yeah, you can do the applause on this.
No,
one.
this is real shit.
No,
man.
I know, but I mean, you got to
All right,
let
you
the
gotta
crowd
give it-
know
you gotta
that
have
while
some
I'm
too?
still doing
Okay,
it.
all right,
Woo! Mikey, making it big finally.
I mean, Jay Wuck had his opportunity. Okay, he didn't make it big.
No,
Jay,
but he's grinding.
He is
He's
grinding.
He's a grinder.
Rebecca, she's still grinding.
She's grinding.
She's grinding everything.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
She loves the grinding. She loves the grinding.
But Mike Winfield, man, taking it to the top.
All the way up.
Okay.
All the way up.
He was
America's next superstar.
Was he like our third interview? Because we had
Jessica first.
Jessica was first, and then didn't we have another comedian,
Lance.
Lance?
Yeah.
That's who we have.
who's also quite popular around.
Oh, he's Sacktown's finest
Sacktown.
now. And no offense to Matt Barnes, but Sacktown's finest
And
is,
the other one that we didn't actually have on the show, we were trying to get that hooked up, was Johnny Taylor.
Johnny Taylor,
And
yeah.
Johnny Taylor has certainly made
Yeah.
a name for himself
Yep,
around the world as well.
absolutely.
So we were fortunate enough to make his acquaintance and chat on the Twitters, and
Yep.
we were trying to get him on, and whatever reasons it didn't work out.
Nope.
And so, but anyway, but he's still out there, grinding, doing his thing.
And we had Ngayo.
We did have Ngayo.
And Ngayo has become an international celebrity.
And Ngayo is an international as well. He should be.
Absolutely.
I totally forgot that I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's bad disrespect
Yeah.
for me.
But still, I mean, out of all of those guys, and those guys are all great.
absolutely.
Okay? But Mike,
Mikey,
I mean,
man, he's
dude.
he did his thing, man. He's been pushing and writing. And
still have that
playing.
T-shirt?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I put it in the box to
All right.
put away because I didn't want it to
Next
get.
time he shows up in town, we got to go see him. We got to wear the shirt. We have to go
I
talk to
will,
him.
for sure.
We have to tell him that we're still. See, he's like right now he's shooting a movie, and the thing about it is,
I hope
that
it's not the movie where
Well,
your part is supposed to be there.
that's the thing is that
and
if
I wanted to be the guy at the shelf.
if Stepman is going on and there's a scene that we've already pitched to him and he was down for, okay, and that he would be in a shopping cart. He would be in the shopping cart while his wife was
Pushes
pushing
him
him
around.
around,
Yep.
okay, and he would be like the whiny little kid,
Yep.
right, wanting stuff, and I would be, well, what was I gonna do? I was gonna be like the manager or something, telling
so you got to
keep your kid in the cart.
keep your kid down because
You
he's
know,
like
and you were gonna
squirming and trying to do.
yeah,
I'm
and
like,
you were gonna
and
stock the shelves behind him, right? And we
right,
were gonna
because he's knocking shit down,
Yes.
and so I'm like the store employee, like just putting the stuff back on the shelves,
Yeah.
and then you're giving him the riot.
and this
act
is like
about-
the intro scene, right? Like
Right.
this doesn't have to be like an integral
it's
scene.
just-
This is just like the intro scene.
yeah,
But-
just so you get the kind of the flavor of what's about to transpire with Stepman.
But the reality of it was we both just wanted to do it so we could be we could say we were actors on
Mm-hmm.
TV. I mean, that's all we wanted, Mike. We don't want money or anything. We just want to say no.
We're there. We're there.
bitches. We're on TV.
And now, and think about this. Here's another selling point for us.
yeah.
You and I at Craft Services now,
Oh.
not even going to make a dent in
No.
anything. I mean, we might eat some of the fruit plate.
You might
know?
save money on us. bro.
Seriously.
Okay.
I mean, we might have some cold cuts,
Yeah.
but it'll be just the turkey because,
Yeah,
I can't
just
have any
turkey.
fatty food. So it'll
And
just
I
be the
don't really
turkey and-
do the fatty stuff,
Right.
bro. So,
I mean,
you know,
we're totally good. A couple
Caesar
of sandwiches,
salad,
maybe we're good.
you know,
so
got me a peach or
easy.
something. I'm in.
delicious.
You know,
delicious.
like-
So
yeah, no, I mean, we gotta get with Mikey. We gotta figure this stuff out.
yep.
And
And
because
then,
this is big. I mean, he's in.
I just thought of another
He's
part we
in
could add to that
pre-pro
scene.
right now.
I know.
Okay, we got to get him before post-pro.
Right. I think
Okay.
I think the aisle he should be in, of course, is the bakery or the the
Yeah,
baking
cake mix
stuff.
aisle.
Yeah, so that way you don't steal a cake mix if you don't steal the bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just,
Exactly. In fact, you'll
Common
be
sense.
stocking bowls in the background
Right.
while he's knocking down cake mixes. Okay, like there's just it's too
the setup
perfect.
is there.
Like
It's just there.
I mean,
know.
I wrote this in a night.
I remember.
In a night.
I remember.
Okay, so we got to do this.
Yep.
We got to do this,
And-
and I don't want any rights to it or anything. I'm just asking
No,
for
just,
some
just a
screen
little screen time. Yep,
okay?
exactly. And you
on
know
my
what?
SAG card.
Another thing about
I want 22-cent checks in the mail.
another special special fact, I guess you could say, there that makes Mikey unique in our world.
Yeah,
He is the only repeat guest.
that's very true.
He is the only one that's ever been on multiple times.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we had the
We tried. We tried with Jessica. Remember,
We
we
did.
tried with Jessica. Had technical difficulties.
We
Could not
and
get
that
it
did
done.
not connect. So we
Because I want to give her credit. I mean, she's right up there.
we had I can't turn around and look because that hurts my feelings. So
I
we
can show the people though.
I'm sure you can. Yeah, I mean,
let me see.
are we? Oh wow, look at that
Look
happening.
at that. She's right there.
Yeah, there she is.
She's
Can
right
you
there.
everybody read the inscription? I mean, we can do that. I'll do that for you. Thank you, Tom, for being so awesome. XOXOXO. Jessica Cameron with the heart over the eye. And I do believe that there was two of us on that interview, and
I don't recall.
I think that there was a second person that was involved in that whole process and setting it up and making the contact and the whole thing.
I don't recall.
And the continued
don't
conversation after all of those things, I believe, still transpired. But
I don't think so.
But as I'm looking
I don't
at
think
the
so, but
picture
you might be
there,
right.
I think it says, "Thank you, Tom, for being so awesome."
Who is Tom anyway? We've never established who Tom
we
is.
haven't. He's the president and CEO and CIO and
CFO,
HR manager and CFO and Secretary of Defense for the Stones Radio Networks.
Mark Esper.
That's you. I mean him. You. Whatever. You're Mark from Cuba. Is really what it comes down to.
I'm Mark from Cuba.
Yeah.
From Cuba.
You mean Mark Cuban? No, that's Mark from Cuba.
No, that's Mark from Cuba.
Anyway, so so that was very kind of her to acknowledge you.
We had some fun guests, dude.
And so we have. And of course, I was going to say, of course, we were also blessed with
Phantom.
with the legendary Phantom.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that he is by and large the most repeated guest, but he's not really a guest because he's kind of like
he's a
the
Phantom.
voice of the network.
Yeah, no, he really is.
He's kind of like the leader. You know what I'm saying?
I should change the face from mine to his.
Nah.
But we'd scare like half of our followers
Seriously.
away.
Well, we could put it out
You
for
know?
Halloween. This is the time we're going to put it out for
But
Halloween.
I would have to put creepy music behind it just so people understood
Then
that I
it's
wasn't
just-
trying to scare them.
Or we
Too
put
bad.
underneath it, like, this is just for Halloween.
This is just
You
this
know?
is this
This
is a mask.
Yeah, this is.
We should lie to people. Just say it is a mask, even
Just
though it's
say
not a mask.
this is just a Halloween costume, and that's.
I don't
just leave
know
it
if
at that.
we're gonna get away with it.
No,
though.
probably not. But
Well, we'll
that's all
try.
right.
Okay. Anyway, I brought these in.
Yeah, you brought
Here's the-
recipes.
It's not that I brought recipes, but
We're gonna
so,
cook.
So you have no gallbladder, and I'm a fat fuck, and so my wife and I have.
So movement, that's the thing, man. You just
don't
got to
care
keep your shit active, man, and you're just rolling, and those things
don't-
will melt off of you.
I don't have a lot of things to roll and do.
Well, that's
My
what
kids
happened to
aren't
me.
here.
Well, that's what happened to me. Is I went to work with our other friend, and I ate once a day and walked,
1,000,000 miles?
right, 7,000 steps a day, carrying heavy things, and all of a
I
sudden,
would walk.
all of a sudden, I saw you again,
500
and you're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah," and you're like,
But-
"Are you on heroin or do you have cancer?" And I was like, "Neither. I'm
Neither.
fine, thanks. I've just been walking around."
and doing and not eating.
And not eating a whole lot, but walking around a lot.
Well,
And
it's
there you
not.
go.
I mean, it's not healthy.
So
It's not healthy. But I mean, fuck it. It's
seriously, the way things are going, man.
Doesn't
we
matter.
got about 3.5 years left on this.
if
planet
that,
anyway.
bro.
Yeah.
If that. But I'm spending money on trying to eat healthy.
You're saving money
Okay.
on eating healthy.
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. So I was gonna float this out there. So check this out, okay? My wife and I, like I said, it's just us. So we're cooking for each. And this is the cool thing about we do Hello Fresh.
Hello.
Have you heard of it?
I have.
Okay. Have you ever thought about trying it?
Oh, I have experienced it when I was.
Because if you want some, I have some free coupons.
When I was
Like 80 of them.
when I was America's favorite house guest up in El Dorado Hills, they had it there.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah, so they had it there, and
Okay.
so I experienced it quite a bit.
Yeah.
and it's great. I mean, again, it is exactly what it says.
Yes.
It shows up and says hello, and then you open it, and
And I'm
everything is
fresh.
fucking fresh and great quality.
Yeah.
I can't
So
say anything bad about
It's
them.
got here's right here. So check it
Delicious
out.
meals too,
So there's I just pulled a couple.
right? And things that you wouldn't think to necessarily make for
Yeah.
yourself. And it's really
so check
good.
it out. We get 4 meals, okay, 4 dinners,
Right.
a week,
Well, that's up to you when you eat them, I guess.
but they're labeled dinners.
Right, but you could have them at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning if you wanted to.
You're correct, but you can't correct what I said because they're labeled dinners. So when I said they're dinners, that's what they're labeled. You're busting my balls over something of just
But
reading.
what if they just want?
I'm
what if you
reading
want it
the
for
label.
breakfast?
I'll eat it for breakfast, but it's
There
still
you go.
labeled dinner.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm being difficult. I'm reaching for the humor today.
You're a
I'm sorry.
piece of ass. Oh shit.
Thank you. I am quite popular.
Yes, you are, right in my household. So I get 4 of these meals a week for $85, delivered to my house every Monday before 9 a.m.
Yep.
And like I said, everything's fresh. You've said it. I mean, fresh. They're good stuff. But so 85 bucks for 4 dinners,
Okay.
right? And we still have to go to the grocery store. We still spend a couple $100 at the grocery store.
Of course, because you
right?
need everything else, but those are dinners.
So 85, is that too much? Is that
So it's 85.
I-
Is it 85 a week?
85 a week
Okay, so here's
for
how I
the
was,
4 dinners?
All right, so here's how I'm thinking about this. There's 2 of you,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
so 85 divided by 4,
Mhm.
right, is essentially $21.
$21 and some cents.
21 and a quarter a piece.
Yes. There you go.
That's per meal.
Per
now,
meal.
now
There's
per
nowhere
per-
you can go to do that.
per person.
Yeah.
Now you're looking 1075 ish.
There's nowhere you
right?
can go to get that.
Can't do that, right? So
You can't even go to Jack in the Box and do
right.
that.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
other night, I picked up the kids from their mom. It was kind of later in the evening because they had been doing stuff and were out, and so I was like, "Have you guys had dinner yet?" And they said no, and I was like, "Cool. Well, we can go to the store." Because I haven't had a chance really to get a whole lot, but we got pasta and we got some things that,
You have
you
have pasta, you have rice, you have chicken, you have turkey, and corn.
And
Hey,
corn.
let's go home and make some food
and some ramen.
because that's all you can eat. Anyway,
Pretty much, yeah.
but-
So I was like, but that's, I didn't even have some of that stuff, So I was like, I kind of got that, or, we can just go grab something, whatever. And
Yeah.
they were like, oh, we don't care. We can do pasta or whatever. And I was like,
I don't want to cook. Let's grab something.
Yeah, let's just grab something. And then I was like, all right. And they've been really cool about, like, my whole situation. I'm like, I will get you whatever you guys want, and I will make something for myself. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so not tripping about this.
Because you
They're
can't
like,
eat pizza. We
Right.
all love pizza.
Right, but I'm
You'll
like,
still
I will
get 'em a
totally
pizza.
get you pizza, you
Yeah.
know, and like I'll go to McDonald's and get you stuff if you want. Like I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, And they're like, no, we want you to eat with
Well,
us.
that's
And I'm
good.
like, no, I'll eat with it, So
Got good kids.
so I've been trying to figure out
Kinda.
like what kind of they're a pain in the ass sometimes. So they mean well.
That's a whole
Most-
nother show.
Sometimes, anyway. Sometimes they're just the root of all evil. But
yes,
the,
yes, demon seeds.
that's what they do. So so I was like, all right, well, how about Chipotle? And they were like,
Chipotle.
and they were like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. Let's go to Chipotle. So we rolled over to Chipotle. We go in.
Do you
for
like
the-
Chipotle but hate getting all those blood stains in your underwear?
Yeah, that's why I got Chipotle away.
Yes.
Because Billy Mays,
Billy Mays?
told me all about it. The ghost of Billy Mays told me all about the Chipotle away.
Billy Mays.
So we got Chipotle. So we each got burrito bowls.
Mhm.
2 out of the 3 of us had guacamole on it.
Okay.
A bag of chips.
Okay.
2 medium drinks and 1 bottled Coke.
Okay.
$60.
Oh shit! Wait, did you go to the store and get it? Like, did you go to the Chipotle, or
Yeah,
did
we
you
went
like
into
dine and dash
No,
or
we rolled,
DoorDash?
no,
or
we
whatever?
rolled into Chipotle because I
No
don't
shit.
DoorDash anything. I've never used it.
Because now, listen, if
The
you
only
would
thing
have
I've
done
ever
that,
had delivered is pizza, and even then, I always just go and get it.
yeah, because it's pretty close, or
Yeah,
it was pretty close. yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not even that
no
far,
shit,
but-
$60.
Yeah, it was 59 and change, and I was like,
Holy batshit, Rob!
and I was like, wow. So then I was like, okay, so that's $20 a head, for a meal. And
One
I was-
meal.
and I was like, that's pretty ridiculous, But
Not pretty ridiculous.
yeah,
dude.
but
That's
I was like,
ri-
that's pretty ridiculous. So,
ridiculous.
So then I was thinking. So then you go back to your HelloFresh thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's half that.
Yeah.
And you had a way better meal
yeah.
than I did. Now,
Health-wise
mine was fucking
and-
right. Mine was delicious, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like Chipotle is honestly pretty good. Like
Oh, yeah.
I get the
Yeah.
chicken and the brown rice, and like it's all natural stuff. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, yeah, they whatever, but it's
They don't do anything to it differently than I'm going to do to my HelloFresh meal at home.
right. But even then,
They
like,
don't. They mass cook things, but that doesn't mean they mass cook them in oil.
right. It doesn't mean they do it badly.
No, no,
it's
no,
just,
no.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
but you get, but with that, like, yeah, I get all those little ingredients and stuff, but you've got, like, just looking at that picture, you got potatoes, you got broccoli, you
Yeah.
got chicken with a sauce, and you got something else on there,
Dude,
and it's
I
like,
mean, this is just.
oh, is that the pork medallions one?
This is beautiful, and I
Yeah,
was like,
it
dude,
is.
I wonder if you could, because pork might be something you can't eat.
Right.
So I brought these in because I was going to cook you dinner tonight.
I know.
This is
And
kind of
that's
friend
the-
that I am.
I know, you're a fantastic
You know what I mean?
friend.
But because my wife is gone and I still have to eat,
Right.
and I don't want to waste it, and last night I tried to eat both portions, and
Right.
I almost did.
And that goes
This leads
against
to
the
my-
trying not to eat.
I'm a fat fuck.
Well, as you pointed out, though,
I'm just a
it was
fat, miserable fuck.
It was meatloaf.
It was.
And it was a good meatloaf,
And it was called Meatloaf a la Mom.
dude. So with that,
I had to eat it.
there's no way you can't eat the whole thing.
I
like,
did.
I'm totally with you on that.
Dude.
Like, I totally get that. So,
Had this gravy, dude, that was shallots, a little bit of butter, and garlic, and some beef stock, and just mixed together and just caramelized and just, oh my God, so fucking good.
there you go.
I
So-
ate it all.
Good. Do you still have that recipe? Because then we could just make
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
up
yeah.
anytime you want to.
I keep the recipes.
That's what I'm saying. So
You know,
I might
keep
take
the-
that and
I
get
keep the recipes.
like I might take that recipe from you and then
Yeah.
get my make sure I get the right kind of beef and all
Yeah.
those types of things and do that myself as well.
That's a smart move.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's a
like
smart move. I'm just telling you. I sometimes I wonder because I mean, look, it breaks it down for you. Prep time 10 minutes, cook time 30 minutes,
Dude,
calories 620.
dude, the best thing about
I mean,
that is it's already portioned out and
Yep.
prepped.
yeah,
So it's like there's very little chopping and prep
Yeah.
work you have to do because that's the part that takes the most time.
Uh-huh.
You know, so
and then the way they lay it out for you, they
Yeah.
lay it out in
1,
like
2, 3,
quadrants,
4,
right?
Yep.
You can't fuck it up.
Nope.
I mean, I fucked one up, but
Yeah, it
that's
happens.
just because I like to cook, so I like to do my own
Yeah, I'm
thing.
gonna kind of do it my way.
And then I look down and go, "Oh fuck, I forgot to use that ingredient." You
Right.
know what I mean?
These
But
things happen.
but it's really hard to fuck up. They
Yep.
set it up to where you're doing one thing and then something else is happening, then you do another thing
Yep.
while that's happening, and
And in a
you
lot
know,
of the,
like-
the other side effect of this industry that's come up, because there's a couple of them I know.
yeah.
Is that when they lay it out like that, like it's teaching people how to cook.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Well,
know, and they don't even realize it, but they're like,
Well, we bought it for my son.
Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
And so he's got an apartment now back in college, as
Right.
opposed to the dorms. And so yeah, he likes to cook. He wanted to know how to cook more, you know, because he's got things in his life that he wants to, you know, people he wants to impress, shit like that.
for sure.
So you know he's doing his thing, and so we got him HelloFresh, and he's killing it, man. He's cooking like 4 nights a week.
Perfect.
You know,
And that saves so much money too. I mean, and the greatest thing is like it does. It saves a lot of money because dining hall prices, even if you're using, you know,
Yeah.
you put it all at the beginning of the semester and
Yeah.
then you got to go through it or whatever. So when I was in college, the thing that always fucked with my head was that the healthier you tried to eat, the more expensive it was.
that's what it always feels like.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And so, like, it's cheap to go get, I mean, just look at ramen, for example.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
get,
yeah. I
you
see
can
what-
get
yeah, yeah,
ramen
yeah.
for 33 cents, but you can't get a banana for 33 cents. You know, you can get one for 50 cents.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like, it just,
Yeah,
like, it's,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
and then the scam that they had going is if you got a salad, it was by weight.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but here's the thing: is they didn't zero the scale after the bowl.
No.
Like, the bowl went on there too. So it was like, here's this huge fucking ceramic bowl, and you threw a couple pieces of lettuce and a crouton on it, and they're like,
$6.
yeah, that's $39,000. And you're like, why? Because it weighs 112 pounds. You're like, but that's the bowl. You know,
Give me a paper bowl.
but exactly.
You know
That's
what I mean?
That was the whole scam with that one. So the trick on that one was to get it to go, so you got the little plastic container.
Oh, very
that was the
smart.
trick
See
on that
that?
one,
I
so-
would have just walked up there with it in my hand and said,
I'm having this.
I'm
and-
having this much. Here, you ready? Drop
Right.
on the scale.
Yeah,
Pick it
and
back
then
up.
Scoop it back up.
Yes, and then take it with me.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna
You know
get
what
some
I mean?
dressing here in a second. So
Well, did the dressing have to be weighed?
if you put it on there,
See,
it would
that's
all
the
be
thing. Is
weighed.
that I'm not going to do that. I'm
Right.
going to just fucking take the lettuce in my hands,
Yep.
drop it on there, pay for it, pick it up, go put it in a bowl, and then go get some ranch.
Yep, exactly. But this, like I'm saying, is like because it's already portioned, it's already prepped. They've taken all the headache out
Oh,
of
yeah.
doing everything.
Easily.
They know exactly how much it is because how many times do you go and you're like, I'm gonna make this, and I need carrots and onions and whatever, and you're like, I don't know what fucking size onion. I guess I'll get this one.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you're either short or you have like way too much, which
Enough
is
for an
usually-
army.
right?
Yeah.
Which is usually the case.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah. You
like,
always overcooked and undercooked.
Yeah, and
You know
I
what
was,
I mean?
you know, it was funny. I was thinking about this one at Chipotle the other night when she was putting my stuff on. I was like, it looked like she was putting very little bit of everything on
Yeah.
on my bowl, but by the time I got to the end, like it was legit,
Yeah.
you know. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you don't actually have to put that much shit on it. So when I decide I'm going to, slice up some carrots for this particular meal, I don't have to get 7 of them. I only need like one.
One
probably,
carrot,
You know what I mean? Because
dude.
the rest of everything else is going to mix in.
100%.
So,
Like with these things, they'll come with potatoes, right? Or broccoli. It's like one stalk of broccoli.
Exactly.
And
That's
then
a huge one because it's like you never know how much to
No.
buy broccoli. And it's like, okay, here, I know that just only buy when they come in the 2 with the rubber
With the
band.
2
I'll
heads.
take one out
Yes.
and just I'll buy the one. But
Absolutely. But
even
that's how
then,
they
it's too
that's how
much.
they portion this stuff. So when I cook it, like last night, it was exactly enough for 2 people. And it's always exactly enough for 2 people.
Yeah, they plan that shit out, and it makes it easy. And
But you
it's
have to be
healthy.
here tonight to help me eat the other person's portion.
I get
Otherwise,
that.
I'm gonna eat a
Because I
lot
gotta put
and
on
be
some
fat.
weight, and you need to not have as much. I
Yes,
get it.
that's
I get
why
it.
I'm it's just I do a lot to try to help you.
I know you do,
And I'm just
it's-
asking
you're-
for a little
You don't
help.
even try, man. You don't even. You're successful in it. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't
Like,
even
you provide
care.
a lot of
I
help.
don't care if I am or not. I just want your help, man. Otherwise I'm calling Phantom.
I can put my cool
and it'll be
skills to
after
it,
dark, and he doesn't drive after dark.
so you'd have to pick him up.
I'd have to pick him up, take him home.
Yep,
It'd be a date.
it would be.
Maybe I get a kiss at the
Maybe
door.
you have to bring him flowers too, though, because he likes that.
Actually, I called Jerry over. Jerry would come over.
Jerry would come over.
Jerry
that
come
would
over,
be
have dinner with
probably
me.
more fun.
It would be a lot
So,
of fun.
No offense to the Fant man.
That would be a lot of fun.
No,
Get him drunk.
I missed my opportunity yesterday to see Fant
Yeah.
because he sent me a text.
What did he want?
He said, "I'm at Mel's."
Can you come fix my sprinklers?
No, he said, "I'm at Mel's."
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wanted. He
I'm
was
at
at
Mel's. Yeah, he goes, "I'm at Mel's. Free fries to the first 5 listeners that show up." And I was like, "Oh man!" And I was heading to go get the boys from school. And
Gotcha.
then about 10 minutes later, he's like, "All right, I left Mel's. No fries for you." And I was like, "Oh man!" So
Yeah, I forgot he had to take his car in and stuff, and my wife had a bunch of people coming here, and then they were all going to Placerville, so I had to do a bunch of house chores because that's what I am.
good house bitch,
You know,
man.
I'm a house
down
bitch,
with that.
so-
I wore that proudly for.
Oh,
about-
I'm not dissing it.
I didn't get to wear that title as long as I
you'd like.
wanted to,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
did wear it for a while, and I
Yeah.
was proud of it. And the funny thing is my ex-wife at the time, when she was at the department, the guys at the department asked, "Well, what does he do? What does he do all day when you're at work?" And she's like, "Oh, he just watches porn and smokes weed." And I was like,
She's not wrong.
when you come home, is the house clean?
Yeah.
Is the laundry folded and put away?
Is
Is
dinner-
dinner ready? It's all good. So don't worry about what I got.
I don't ask you what you're doing at home when I'm off at work
Exactly. So don't worry about it.
because they don't work.
Oh, that's right. I don't have to go to work. I have to go to school for
Well,
a little while.
I mean,
That was it.
I have a job. It's
You
just
do,
my
and
job is
you're-
kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Like I'll have several days where I don't do anything, and then I have
Right.
several days where I'm very busy.
Very true.
And
And here's the hard thing about the job that you're doing right now, going back to tie it into the whole food thing and the like,
Yeah.
is that you have a lot to do, but then you're stuck in one place
That's-
for a long
I
period
don't
of time.
get- I don't
You don't
move.
get to move.
no, that's why I'm saying
I
you
know.
say movement, and I say huh
No, I know,
because
but
I
I'm
just
saying
don't have the ability
that's
to move.
but that's when you're at work, and now you got to try and move when you're.
So I should
not
do
at work.
crunches at work.
Oh, that's a good idea, I guess, or push-ups or whatever. You can just impress all the peeps that are there to watch the water polo game or whatever it is. There you go. I had
You're supposed to breathe when you do these, though, right?
It helps, but you're tougher if you don't. You just do it till you pass out, and then you're like super strong.
Hold my breath.
Yep.
I do these.
Yep. The more purple you get, the stronger you are. So, but it's funny you're doing it like that because I had a buddy of mine.
That's
that
how
he
I
was
do
like,
it. Why is that funny?
Just sitting here while we're talking because
I do Kegels the
because,
whole time we do a
as
show.
Well, you should.
The whole show, I'm
As
always doing
well,
Kegels.
you should. As well, you should. That'll
I have
serve
a-
you well.
I have a tight sphincter.
Okay, sure. Pelvic floor is what you're working on there, but that's
Whatever.
all good. You can
I don't have-
control the flow.
I don't have a
baby.
Kegel, or do I?
No,
Do I?
that's the technique. Is what it's named after. So, but I had a buddy that was he was a linebacker for Sac State, and
Oh.
during the off season, whenever we'd be sitting down playing, we'd be smoking or
Video
we'd be playing
games.
video games or whatever. He would grab a pillow and
Mm-hmm.
he would sit there and he would just crunch on the pillow all
Really?
day. And this dude had the fucking just, just
Imagine
the
if I
six-pack
did a
from him.
show like this, though.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it was a little distracting
shit my
at
pants.
first, but then you just got used to it. That he'd just be sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, crunches. I was like,
I think if I
okay.
did this for half a show, I'd shit my pants.
probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well, that would help you lose some weight.
I'm pushing
You know,
shit
just-
the wrong direction, or I'm putting it in the right direction, but the wrong time.
Yeah, you
You
know,
know,
there's always a
I'm
time
not
and
in my-
place for everything.
I'm not
you
in
know?
my spot.
No,
You know,
no. Dude. So you should probably do that in a different room.
so not right now.
No, but you got long cables. So I mean,
No. I've
it's
got
not
enough
that
cable.
far.
I've got enough cable to get me to the bathroom.
Yeah, you can go. You can
I
take
could
cable to lay
actually
cable.
all three of them. I
yeah,
could
you could
get
take
to.
cable to lay cable. So there you go.
Really?
I tried.
You did.
I told you I'm pushing the comedy aspect.
You're
today.
trying too hard, or
And I
is your-
got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even
matter. You're knocking it out of the park today. Speaking of other people knocking it out of the park today, I'd like to talk.
Barry Bonds is still the home run champion.
I would like to talk about. Well, we can talk about that if you want, but I think this other topic is just going to blow your fucking mind.
The Cowboys are killing it. 4-0 under Cooper Rush. Dak's coming back in a couple of weeks. Don't rush him back.
Listen, first
Let's
of
let
all,
him be 100%.
shut the fuck up. Second of all, this is how good of a friend I am. You can't see it, but the people at home can see it. I put it there so they could see it. So it sits behind you. No, if you move it, they're not going to be able to see it. They can see it where it sits.
Well,
Because
no,
I'm a
it
good
apparently is
friend.
behind the. Is it,
It's not behind anything. It's
Okay,
in a
perfect.
perfect spot.
All right, I move my
Everybody
head out the
gets
way.
to see it.
and I'll go like this.
And I'm nice. I did that for you.
I know.
Okay?
I appreciate you.
Fuck you and your Cowboys in your 4-0 start. Okay?
4-1, unfortunately.
4-1, excuse me. Fuck you and Cooper Rush. Okay? No, that's not the story.
Greatest backup quarterback in history,
The story is
behind Jason Garrett.
the story is Motley Crue. Oh, the Crew. What have they done to you?
Oh my God, I think they hate me. I really think they just are out to just hurt me.
Is it possible that they may have at one point in time tuned into the show, heard all the things you had to say criticism-wise, and did the absolute opposite? Is that possible?
I mean, sometimes you just got to keep it real.
Is it
you know?
possible?
And it's highly likely. It's highly likely. And it's really upsetting to me because, Tommy just turned 60 a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And happy birthday last Tuesday.
Happy birthday, Big Dick.
Yep. 60 years old. December 11th.
Big old huge cack.
Nikki's gonna be 64 in a couple of months. It's crazy.
Sure, he's got a big old pecker, too.
So I'm sure. But as previously mentioned, I love them. They're in my heart and soul forever.
I really enjoy them now.
When we went to all those shows and saw the last tour, we saw the last show, which was supposed to be the last show.
Turned out not to be, so I want my
It-
money
right,
back.
Right, but it was clear that it was over.
It should have been. It was clear that it should have been over.
Yes,
You
and
missed a
they were
word.
doing the right. Because at that
Two words.
time they were doing the right thing by we're not going to do this anymore.
We're
and
done.
We're signing a contract because we're not going to be one of those bands that does all that stupid shit.
So wait. Just remind the fine folks, they signed a contract to
prevent them from touring together
Ever
ever
again.
Yes,
they
that is
signed
correct.
a contract to keep them from playing music.
That is correct. From touring together.
Touring together.
So what
Okay.
they then came out and said was, we might still make some music together. We might write a song together here and there. We might put out a Motley Crue, a couple of songs, an EP maybe, but we are not going on tour together. We are done touring. There's no more touring act called Motley Crue.
And then
that is that.
how many days later?
Well, initially it was right at the end of 2019. They came out with a new video on the YouTubes and all the other outlets they could probably put it on.
Yep.
And there was a picture of the contract sitting right there on a nice desk. When it zooms in, it shows the contract cessation of touring agreement, shows all their names, all their signatures, and said desk then explodes, which in and of itself is awesome. But
It's the Motley Crue way.
exactly. And then they say, we are
Fucking
going
touring.
back out there. We're
Fucking
doing the
doing it.
thing. Okay, so now, and I point this out because I really think this is a critical piece of information.
Shout at the devil.
Right, so that was like beginning of December, I want to say, of 2019.
Yeah.
They announced they're going to do this tour with Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett.
Which then the pandemic fucked.
So,
Okay.
as point
Blew up their contract.
exactly, and they were like, no, you guys are done.
No, that was
That you guys got to stop.
whatever God you believe in. That was that God saying, "No, Motley
No,
Crue.
you're done.
No,
Stop.
Mr.
Just-
Mr. Neil.
You can't-
No,
Mr. Neil is no longer able to sing appropriately
because
for. We can't even get into that. It's
well,
just
we're
too
gonna
hard.
have to end up getting into it. But yes,
Oh, I know.
I feel for
But
what
it's,
you're saying.
So it's time to be done, guys. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shut the world down, and I'm gonna put and I'm gonna go ahead and make it so that nobody can play shows. So it doesn't look like it's you guys. I'm gonna keep you undercover, but
But
I'm
everybody
gonna,
really knows.
but we're gonna, but I'm just gonna make sure you guys can't do this shit.
Yeah,
Okay, there's no
yeah.
sneaky way around it. And let me put it also out there. It might kill somebody. It's potentially fatal, particularly those that are alcoholic, fat, and out of shape.
So Vince, we're talking directly.
Exactly.
To you right now.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just say you guys don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they survived. I mean, good. I'm happy that nobody died. That's not what I was wishing on it. I was hoping it didn't take that, but I was like, but
you secretly were wishing for Vince's
no,
death.
I don't want Vince to die.
You were
That's not what I was
secretly
trying to
wishing
say. But
for Vince to die.
I was glad that it didn't go to that point. But unfortunately, because it didn't go to that point, the idea was still of, we'll still go do this. So
Yeah, I
2
know.
years,
I know.
2 years they waited.
Yeah.
2 years he survived.
I know.
I
know.
Being that, and so they said, okay, well.
Did he practice in those 2 years though?
Well, that's what they said. They said, "Well, hey, this is going to give Vince some time. He's losing weight. He's getting in shape. He's working on his singing. He's got a new vocal coach, and he's got a trainer, and he's going to be fucking nails when he comes out."
yes.
2 years, two of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 of them. Two of
Give
them
the
go
right
by.
to-
Right, go by.
Yeah.
And they say, "Hey, people say we can go play shows again. Guess what? We're gonna go play shows again." Oh, no, because Vince, they didn't even bother to try like they did with Kyler Murray. That you gotta watch film for 4 hours a week. Like you got
Did nobody check in on Vince?
Nobody likes Vince, so nobody wanted to talk to Vince.
So nobody checked in on
No,
Vince.
so then you see videos of Vince hanging out with Nicolas Cage, getting in a fight with some fucking bitch at a casino, and you're like, Jesus Christ, and what are you doing? And so it's like, oh my God, okay.
But
so
let's
now
go play shows.
Let's
go
go
play
out
shows.
on tour, and
Yes.
we're gonna play shows. So
Let's
now
play some shows.
they just did that,
Mm-hmm.
and they just had a successful tour.
And then what did they say? And then what did they say to you, Mr. Toy?
They said that was so rad that we're gonna do it again. And I'm like,
It's so nice. We're
oh
gonna do
my
it twice.
God, no. And they're like, but we ain't going on tour with those fools. We're going to go do our own tour again because we're the crew and we're back and we're going to do this shit. All right. We still haven't put out a record in 10 years.
Girls.
Why not? Because, it's been 35 years since that song came out. So let's do this stuff.
That's what
So-
Hollywood does.
I
Remake the
know.
classics, baby.
I know. So, and that was their whole thing was, there's a new generation of fans that wanted to see us because they saw the dirt. There's
No.
videos of you.
No.
Videos of you.
No.
Videos of you. Go watch the videos of you back when you could all do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, 3 out of 4 of you are still right on top of your game. There's only one big problem.
I'm
Because
glad you got to that.
Again, because Nicky can still fucking play his bass really solid. Tommy's always an outstanding and fun drummer to watch play and listen to play. And Mick is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time because he carries that whole band. He may not have written the songs, but he makes the song exist. He plays the guitar for 2 people, sometimes 3 people, and he's all by himself.
Yeah.
And he's just this little 5'7" dude that's got his spine has grown together and he can't do anything. But
He's
fuck,
fused.
man, his fingers can just. He's amazing.
His fingers
So-
have brains of their own.
Exactly, and he is just an amazing guitar player. So those 3 together, and they play together obviously for so long. I mean, they can do their shit. Vince is out on some other place.
Vince doesn't
all by himself.
really. So Vince doesn't exist in Motley Crue anymore.
Not really.
Let's just say, well, no,
And he
because
hasn't since '92 when he got fired or quit. whenever
because he
that
does.
happened.
He's not the same cat, and he hasn't been the same cat
No.
in years.
25 years.
Okay,
25
so the Crew moved on from him, but yet they were
But they couldn't.
They
They weren't
couldn't.
successful.
exactly they couldn't because without him
They weren't.
They weren't-
Nobody was
they
interested.
weren't the Crew. So it's just
But I was one of those people. I've still never listened to the John Corabi record at all.
I know you. And you've mentioned this many a
and
time.
I've heard
yeah.
it's really good, but
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
So because it was because to me, that wasn't Motley Crue.
Exactly.
You know, that could be a great record, but it's not Motley Crue.
But
to
here's
me.
the thing and the reason why I bring it up is because we started to talk about this yesterday, and I thought it was interesting. You're right. 3 out of the 4 guys, members of that group, can still go out and tour and play music.
and do
Okay?
it really well.
And even Mick, in the status that he's in, because he's got to be fucking pushing 80.
You'd think.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean he's
like-
got to be because he's
he's-
older than the rest of the guys.
He is, but only by like 4 or 5
maybe
years.
not-
So he's like 68.
Okay, but so let's just say that. Okay,
Right.
let's say he's 68. Okay,
Right.
which is a year younger than the Phantom.
Oh,
Okay.
Why are you announcing that to everybody?
I don't fucking care. He tried to hide it for everybody.
I know. That's what I'm
So,
saying.
No, screw it. No, it's the greatest fucking age to ever be. He's 69,
I
bro.
know.
He
Nice.
should be 69 in the whole year.
Nice.
Anyway, so Mick.
Oh, I'm sorry. 71.
71. Okay, so Mick's 2 years older than Phantom. He can still do it though, because all you have to do, truly, is get him to the gig, put him in his spot on the stage, and
he will-
hand him his guitar,
And he will shred.
and he'll shred.
He doesn't need to go anywhere. He doesn't.
He doesn't go anywhere.
No, he can't. He doesn't move.
He doesn't move.
Takes
He-
a couple of steps side to side.
He
once
has
or
an
twice, and
X
that's
on the
about it.
floor, but his X is a circle, and it's
Yeah.
just this is as far as you
Yeah,
can go,
this
buddy.
is basically where you go.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And then you take Nicky and you take Tommy, and you have
You have a great show.
3 of the 4 pieces of a great show.
Yep.
But we were talking about this.
So Vince has been
Replace
the weak
Vince with who?
link. And exactly. And
Because
hit,
you should. I think they play well enough. And after seeing Vince perform, I know that the only way that they could continue is by replacing the front man
Yep.
of this group.
Absolutely.
Because the 3 of the 4 guys can fucking rock still. One
Yep.
of them sucks. And there's plenty of fish in the sea to keep the band going.
Yep.
Like some of the ones that we talked about yesterday. One of them I brought up was the Grateful Dead,
Yep.
and how they brought in John Mayer, and they've done well. Now I know it's not the Dead,
Right.
But it's done well.
It's appropriate as we kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm stuck on a
No,
wire over
that's
here,
fine.
everybody. I'm just trying to figure out.
And I also threw out, like, if the Foo were going to return to playing music, the only way I could see that working is replacing Taylor with his son.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't see the Foo being able to be the Foo again.
No, and
Okay?
I really don't think they will unless it goes that way.
Yeah.
With his son playing, then I see what you say. They break it down and they do it as something different.
Yes, exactly.
And
But with Motley Crue and these 3 fucking shred rockers who can still do it,
Yep.
okay, you have to, and in order to keep that music alive, you have to replace the front man.
Yep.
And I did say Sebastian Bach.
Which is the only one that I stand behind, because my take
Because who
on
else
it,
would you?
my take on it was they just need to stop. just
no,
just stop.
you did say that.
But when you're like, but think about like what Journey did, and then you get a guy,
That's
and like,
the other one, Journey,
and they made that movie with Marky Mark, and that one Rockstar, where he was the guy that sounded just like the Judas Priest singer, or wasn't Judas Priest.
I don't
it was
remember
supposed
this
to be a Judas Priest. Anyway, it basically was the Journey story. He was a fan, and sounded just like their lead singer, and their lead singer they wanted to out. So they got rid of the lead singer and hired this no-name guy that sounded just like him.
Gotcha.
So, I don't want to see the Crew do that with somebody. Just bring in somebody that sounds just like Vince, but somebody that's close enough to Vince that gets it. And when you said Sebastian Bach, I was like, that's the only person that I would be on board with, because that's a perfect fit.
Well, he is. I mean,
it's a perfect fit because he can sing all of those parts way better than probably Vince ever could. And then from there, he's got his own name recognition.
He's got the showmanship.
He is a hell of a front man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And the dude, here's the biggest plus about Seabass. He can still fucking sing.
He can.
The dude can still sing really good. So he's like, I ain't tripping on that, man. Yeah, that's the guy. If you're going to do it, that's the guy. But Motley, being their own sneaky little thing that, they've always been doing their thing the way they want to do things. I receive a message from one of our other former cohorts, Casualty, late at night the other night, because, again, he's a night owl, and I'm currently on the night shift. So
is he having the same problem I'm having?
I haven't seen him in a while, but he was the last time I saw him.
Maybe he and I need to get together and try to figure out our
diets. Could work out. That could work out because he
probably just smoke a bunch of weed.
That's what'll happen. But then nobody will figure out what they want to eat, and then they'll just smoke more weed, and nobody will eat, and everybody will lose weight.
Sounds good to me.
So, but he sends me a message, and it says it's a news article, and it says. John 5 rumored to replace Mick Mars during Motley Crue's 2023-2024 tour.
So there's another layer to this Motley Crue.
And I was
going back on tour shit now.
And I'm like, wait a second. Okay, so those of you that don't know, and he's not really a well-known name, but there's a guy named John 5. He wears a mask, and he's an incredible virtuoso style guitar player. I can't remember what kind of bands he's in. He's done a lot of solo stuff, and he's hooked with a lot of different players through the years. And but he has like a skeleton-y type mask, kind of like the dude from, I think it was Limp Bizkit, that wore the like white face paint. And then there's Buckethead that wears a KFC thing. So he's one of those that you don't really know who he is, like in Slipknot. Like you don't really know who he is, but he's phenomenal. So, as Casualty said, I really like John 5, and it takes a virtuoso like him to replace Mick Mars, but it just feels wrong. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's absolutely the most wrong, disrespectful thing you could do. And I said, and besides, for the last 25 years, Vince has been the problem, not Mick. Not Mick. Mick has carried that band through their entire career. That's the thing, is like Mick makes that band, and nobody gives Mick any love because he's not the big flashy look at me guy. And then Casualty says, you're absolutely right. I was going to say the same thing. He said he's the one that has the most to do with their success, and the one that will never say a word about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, or the least likely to trumpet it. And I was like, absolutely. And that's why he's fucking rad. So now the Crew wants to do this. We're still going to be Motley Crue. And I went to one of the tours that Tommy wasn't on, when it was the chick drummer from Hole.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And so I went to that, and it was good, and she's a great drummer, and she played all the parts just like Tommy did, but it just didn't.
It didn't feel the same.
It didn't feel the same for whatever reason, And so now they're going to do that with Mick, and it's like, but... like, Mick isn't the problem, And like, the only thing that I can think that really happened was they said, we want to go on tour. Mick was like, you guys are fucking insane. Like, I can't move anymore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can still play, but really, like, look at dumb shit over here. Like, he can't
He
sing.
can't sing. Well, I
He
don't want to
doesn't
play
know
for
any
somebody
of-
who can't sing.
Yeah, he doesn't know any of the words. He waddles around stage. He throws his microphone out there to let the crowd sing, because whenever he does, it's just some random mishmash of shit that's not even in tune. And it's like, why would I want to do this when I'm now 71 years old?
No
I've got
shit.
alkalizing spondylosis. Like, I hurt all the time. Dude, I'm going to stay home.
Yeah.
And
I was
I'm
going to
gonna-
ask you, so where do you think that whole thing came from? And it's got to
So-
be mixed kind of like his age and status.
I think so,
Right.
and I think he's just tired. I
Well,
think he's
don't
just
you
like,
think he was
I'm
probably
done,
the
man.
biggest proponent for signing that fucking "We'll Never Tour Again" contract?
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
Like, he's like, look, guys, the only way we're not going to do this is if we sign this.
Yeah. Well,
So
and that
let's
was-
do this.
And that's the thing is, like, so I referenced that when that era of Tommy wasn't in the band, but Vince was back, and then Tommy quit.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like Vince and whatever. So during that
Seems
time,
like nobody likes Vince.
Exactly. So in that era,
Not even you.
there
or
was
I.
the drummer from Ozzy's band,
Yeah.
Randy Castillo, played with them and recorded an album with them, which thank God nobody mentions, because it is the most dog shit record
Really?
I've ever heard in my
What year
entire
was this?
2000, 2001?
No shit. Yeah.
It's called New Tattoo. It's fucking awful.
I don't think I've ever
Absolutely
heard
awful. I'll bring it over sometime.
No,
it's
no,
fucking
no, no.
awful. No,
If it's-
just for
If
like
it's that awful, I'll just look it up on the YouTubes
there
for
you
a
go.
second.
There you
okay?
go. So it's called New Tattoo. So anyway, so Randy Castillo played and recorded that record, and then he got cancer and died. So he got
dude.
So then they replaced
Bummer,
him. I know.
bro.
So then they replaced him with the chick from Hole, Melissa Oftemauer, who is, again, she's a great drummer, and she's got the rock and roll attitude, and she would be a good fit for that band if there wasn't already that 30-year history of who they are, or 20-year history of who they are.
Yeah.
But
Well, and the stigma,
so
and you got there's a little stigma that comes from being in the band Hole.
agreed.
Sorry,
Agreed.
I'm not trying to be a dick
No,
here, but there's some
absol-
stigma that comes with that. and
Absolutely,
it's
So-
not good.
No, it's not. So with that, they already done that before, where we tried to piecemeal it together, and it just it was all right, but it wasn't great. And then they brought Tommy back in, and they made this hour-long documentary about bringing the band back together,
Yeah.
and all the shit. And
Kumbaya, my love.
Tommy's whole thing was, dude, I'm tired of playing these songs.
Yeah.
We don't have any more new songs.
We need a bigger
We're
catalog.
playing all the same songs. And he goes, I've been playing these songs for 27 years. I'm fucking done with these songs. I don't want to play these songs anymore. And then they were like, but there's all this cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And Pamela's like, I'm divorcing you. And I'm going to, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to take a little cha-ching.
I'll
and go
take
out
the
on-
money.
I'll go out on tour and get my dick sucked forever, and it'll be a good time again. So they go out and they do their Carnival of Sins tour, which is highly successful. Then The Dirt comes out. Highly successful.
Yeah.
Then the idea is we're going to make a movie out of The Dirt. So then they write the record The Saints of Los Angeles, which comes out in 2012, because that's going to be the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah.
Because if you read The Dirt and you listen to that record, those two go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, then all of a sudden, the idea for the movie that Ashton Kutcher was supposedly going to be Tommy
really?
back then, falls out.
Okay.
Well, the record they put out anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it'll get made.
We'll make money.
Right. And the movie will get made and whatever. Well, the movie ends up coming out in 2018 or 19
Fuck, I don't
on
remember.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all these years later
Yeah.
from their last that was supposed to go together. So now they haven't done anything, and now they've got this, and they're like, well, all right. And in the meantime, after that record, they did a world tour for that, and then they said we're going to do no more tours. So we're going to go on the final tour, and then we went and saw the final tour. So 2015, bang, done, over with, we're done. And then fucking 4 or almost 5 years later, the movie comes out, and then they're like,
Oh wait, we can make some more money.
and they're like, oh, look at all these people that are watching it on Netflix, and who watches Netflix? Oh, it's probably most of the kids and the parents. The parents that are watching the movie now, their kids want to see what's up. Well, we're all still alive. Why don't we fucking go on tour again? And well, guess what? And then they blow it up, and then COVID happens, and we've revisited now we're up to date. And now they want to replace Mick. And I'm like, no. And I can't. Okay, I get the business side of it. I get the.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. What guitar player out there would you, if you had to, replace Mick? Let's just say, in a perfect world, because we all know the one change that has to be made immediately, okay, it'd be Vince. So let's say they made the change, and somehow, some way, Seabass slides in there because they all like each other,
Right.
and the Coke is good,
Right.
so everything works out for the time being. So he slides in there, but Mick can't go on tour. Let's just say he can't go on tour. So what guitar player do you get to replace him? And then at that point, is Tommy and Nikki enough to keep Motley Crue together?
That's the thing, is those two will always be Motley Crue.
So you can replace Mick and Vince
and
still have Motley Crue.
In their eyes.
In their eyes.
In their eyes.
I'm not asking them. I'm asking
Right.
you, a fan.
No.
An Uber fan.
No. Like, I still have a hard time with Guns N' Roses. So, like, to me, Guns N' Roses is those first five guys.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know.
And
Well, I think most
and-
people, too.
And I think because
the music changed, too.
Because
So-
once those guys left, the music changed, and I there's some good songs on the Use Your Illusions record, but they're not as good as they could have been.
Oh, yeah.
And,
100% agreed.
You know, so that's where I'm at with that. So, and again, like I said, especially when it comes to Motley Crue. So I was, again, as we pointed out, I was kind of a spoiled kid, but my parents. So when I was,
I got a silver spoon around here.
So when I was in high school, to keep my.
We joke.
So when my mom and my dad moved to Sacramento, they were given this phone number, and
867-5309?
No, it was 481-4581.
Okay, somebody try that real quick.
Yeah, because it's no longer mine. I don't know who.
481
4581.
4581.
Yep.
Call it.
So that was the phone number they got. And my mom was able to transfer that around to all our different places, right?
4581.
Because we always stayed kind of in the same area.
Yeah.
And then we moved to a spot where she couldn't transfer it.
To place a call in this area,
Oh.
must dial the area code and the phone.
It was a 916, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't exist anymore.
There you go. So
I tried.
yeah. So, but with that, she didn't want to get rid of the number because it was like tradition or whatever, right? So she put it in she gave me the number.
Okay.
So that was now I had my own phone line in my
Woo-hoo.
room. Exactly. Pretty fancy stuff.
At 12 years old.
No, I think I was 15. So yeah, I was 15.
You're not as silver spooned as I thought.
So, but I used the old phone from the house, which had an answering machine.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So answering machine.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My outgoing message the day it was February 14th, 1992. Was when it was announced that Vince was out of Motley Crue, and then there was the argument of he quit, no, he was fired, no, whatever, all that.
First
shit.
of all, I am shocked that you remember the day.
It was a huge moment in my life.
I guess.
So, and because the story was that he wanted to go be a professional race car driver because he was racing cars on the side for some fucking racing team, and that's where his focus was, and he didn't want to be in the band. He wanted to go be a race car driver.
Vinny was a race car driver.
Pretty much. So that was kind of what that was part of the story, right? So I put on my outgoing message, just leave a message. I'm not talking to anybody. Motley Crue just broke up. That was my outgoing
Holy
message.
fuck, bro!
Right, and
you were
so,
living deep and dark
so
at those
my
times. That's a cry out for help.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
Somebody,
friends,
please save my life.
seriously. So my friends would call and were leaving me messages because I wouldn't answer the phone, right? And they
Because
would
you
leave
were
messages.
heartbroken.
Oh, dude, I was heartbroken. So when I went to school on that
Teetering
Monday,
on the edge.
when I went to school on Monday, I showed up and everybody's like, "Oh my god, dude, we were so worried about that message that you got. It's fucking Motley Crue, dude. Relax." And I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand. Like,
It was
that's
so cryptic. I thought
I'm like,
you were
so
dead.
fucked up." And they're like, "Dude, you sounded so upset." And I'm like, I am
am.
so upset. So like,
My dog died. I
Pretty
don't
much.
care. Motley Crue broke up.
right. So like, that was where I was at with that.
Did you have a burial in the whole bit?
It was tough for me to acknowledge a lot of things for a while.
Did you rock Motley Crue T-shirts back in those days?
No,
No.
because I didn't have any because I wasn't allowed to go see them.
Okay,
Because,
all right.
So I didn't get them until they got back together again in '97,
Okay.
which was, dude.
Did
You
you
want to
have-
talk about?
Did you have Crue posters and shit?
Oh, dude, my whole room was decked out in the Crue. Like there was, I had.
Did you rip the day you left that message? Did you start ripping shit off the wall?
No.
like they do in the movies. Like,
No.
oh my god, I can't believe
Nope.
I fell for it.
No, but I'll tell you exactly how my room was set up. So I had my bed, right? And then I had my dresser right on the side, and then I had my black and white TV,
Yep,
you know,
yep, yep.
right there. Okay, so you
13
remember,
inch.
I think so.
Yeah.
It might have been 13 or 15.
We
It was,
all had either
yeah.
a 13 or
So,
a 15.
It was okay. Remember the long ass posters you could get?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
had one of those
Yep.
that was like
3
three
by
different
6.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
3 different pictures of the Crew. And one of them was like in the middle with them all standing together,
Okay.
and there was some live concert pictures on both sides.
Uh-huh.
Next to that, I had a Dr. Feelgood poster.
Okay.
That was the velvet. Glow in the dark or neon that
The-
you
the crushed
glow light.
velvet, the
with
black crushed velvet.
with the, with
Yep.
the glow with the black light.
Yep.
Underneath that,
You get that at the state fair?
yep. Next to that,
Yep,
I had
I sure
I did. Next to that, I had a Crew poster with the 4 of them all together, and everybody's giving the finger except for Nikki's like way out front, like Johnny Cash.
Okay.
You know. So I had that, and then underneath that, so there's the 3 posters together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had my bookshelf, and then I had my radio right there, and then a window.
Where did you
And
have
then-
all your candles and your little prayer thing and stuff? that
Didn't
you-
have one of those.
Your little knee
Probably
pad where you
should've.
got down and
Well,
prayed,
the carpet was really thick
prayed to
right
the
there, so
Motley
it was all
Crue
good.
gods.
So in between, so now I've got like this upside down or like this 7 pattern, right? So
Okay.
in the middle there, what I had is every one of their albums, and then again, they were on CD.
The sleeves.
They were on CD, right? But they were in the big ass boxes.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
when
Yes,
that-
I do.
So
Yes.
I cut out all of those boxes and I put all the albums up under there.
Oh my god.
And then because I would buy, so then when Decade of Decadence came out,
Oh my god.
when Decade of Decadence came out,
Yeah.
I was there at the midnight release for that. And when I opened it up, it had 2 pieces of the back cover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were
For
it
the
had-
CD, yeah.
Yeah, it had 2 of them in there, so I took one of those out and I hung that on there too. So I had all of that. That whole section was Crew, and then on the other side of the TV, I had Rachel Hunter, and then my girlfriend at the time. It was awesome. She was beautiful face. She had a little bit of the badonkadonk happening.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
For
Junk in the trunk.
for my birthday, she did kind of the original Photoshop type thing.
Okay.
She got a picture of a centerfold by covering herself up
Yep.
and then put her face on it
Oh.
and then had it blown up poster size. So
Wait, you're 15?
that was when I was like 16 or 17.
Dude, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little creepy.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because she was giving me shit about having a girl poster up on the wall.
So
know,
you had to show she had to be on the wall.
Right.
No,
So-
I get it, but it's
right,
still
so
a little creepy.
I'm totally with you.
Okay,
But
it's a little
so that
creepy.
was up on the wall too. So
Did you leave it up when you broke up?
No. I don't know where that poster ended up anyway. So somebody's got it somewhere.
I would have
So-
waited for the next girl
but
to
it
come
was-
over and
but the
hate
fu-
fucked her.
But the
Look at that
funniest,
poster.
but the funniest part
I
about
hate
that is,
bitch.
well, that's what was so funny about it is. Again, this was before technology was a thing, so
yeah.
like you could see like
Yeah,
where it was
totally.
cut out
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
Oh,
stuck
yeah.
on there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like, it was classic, dude. It was fucking hilarious. God, I forgot about that. But that's how my wall was set up.
Oh, my
So
Lord.
it was all
That's
all
fucking
Crew.
funny.
So then on January 25th, 1997.
Oh my God, stop it.
I was studying for an A&P exam, and I was over at my friend's dorm on campus, and they had the American Music Awards on,
Okay.
and so I'm sitting there studying and reading and
Ticking off.
drinking and doing whatever I'm doing,
Dicking off.
and pretty much, and then they say, and a surprise reunion coming up next, and it goes to commercial, and I'm like, no fucking way, Motley's back together.
No, you
fucking
did.
way. I did. I was like, no fucking way. It's going to be Motley Crue. And I started telling everybody, watch. It's going to be Motley Crue. It's going to be Motley Crue. It's going to be Motley Crue. And then they come back on and they start playing Shout Out the Devil, dude. And I jumped up on their couch and I just
Are
fucking
you
started
serious?
rocking. I was
Did these
so
people look
happy.
at you as if you were fucking drunk?
Absolutely. They looked at me like I was fucking insane. And I was just losing my mind, dude. And I was like, yeah, they're back together. They're back together. And then they
my
came out with
Lord.
Generation Swine. And then I graduated.
I
and
didn't
then they
know
went on tour.
this was going to start the
Yeah.
history of
and
you
then they
and
went
Motley
on,
Crue.
Yeah, then they went on tour, and they came to and they played the Memorial Auditorium in November of '97, the 7th. But anyway,
Jesus Christ, bro! Seriously, you're starting to scare me.
I know.
You're starting to scare
Well,
me.
remember the day that I was on Dawn's show and doing the Foo Fighters trivia shit?
Yes,
Same
yes,
thing.
yes.
Same thing.
I
you know?
remember.
And that was the first time I ever got to see him. Because I hadn't got to see him before.
Oh, gotcha.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
until after Vince was back in the band that I got to go see him. And that was unreal, dude. Unreal. And the greatest part about that was I fought with this dude. I mean, not literally fought, but we were jockeying for position like the whole time to get to front row center, right? And there was this one big-ass dude that was there in front of me the whole time. He was always boxing me out. I couldn't get around.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the last song on the record that came out, Generation Swine, which is pretty much a dog shit record, is the worst song they've ever done.
Okay.
Called Brandon, and Tommy wrote it for his newborn son, Brandon Lee.
Okay.
Who was the one that came out and told everybody that he's an alcoholic, a piece of shit.
Yes,
Okay, so he
yes,
wrot
yes,
this song
yes,
for him.
yes.
It's terrible, absolutely terrible.
was
It's
a
on the piano,
precursor
right?
to
It's
the
on the
relationship.
piano, and it's just like Brandon, I love you. Like it's fucking terrible, right? So they wheel the piano out on stage.
Smelly cat.
Exactly.
Smelly cat.
Exactly. So we're sitting. So me and this dude are going. So they wheel the fucking
awesome.
piano out, right?
Yeah.
And Tommy starts playing Brandon. The dude in front of me goes, "Fuck this!" And he turns around and he walks away. And I'm all boom. Front stage, because I know if there's a piano out on stage and Tommy's playing, I know it's coming.
Yeah.
My song, dude.
Yes, yes.
So I stepped in fucking front row center. Boom, up against the rail. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, dude, I fucking the tears.
You start crying?
Oh, yeah, dude, the tears flowing. It was magical. And at that point, Vince could still sing. So it was like, this is really fucking good. You know, this is the dope shit. So then, from that point forward, I saw them on every tour they went on.
Yeah.
So I saw all the different incantations and watched Vince just, you know, and then let's just keep putting them out here and, hey, all right. So now
Your life is fucked.
It is.
from what I'm understanding, because the relationship you happen to have with this band
it's fractured.
is
It's fractured.
but it everything in your life hinges on what happens with this band.
Not so much to this day.
Okay, thank God.
Not so much to this
Thank
day.
God. Anything
I'm-
else in your life?
I'm carrying a
like
little.
that?
I'm still carrying a little bit. I can't even call it a little bit of grief. I'm carrying a very heavy heart with Taylor. You know,
Yeah,
Foo.
yeah.
I'm still struggling to listen to any Foo.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Which is weird because I think the ultimate respect that
is
you
to-
can pay
yeah, oh,
is
absolutely.
to just crank that music
Absolutely.
as much as you can.
Absolutely. Chris Cornell was the same way for me. Now I can do that one, but like
Yeah.
I just couldn't because it just hurt too much.
Yeah.
With knowing their loss. You know,
Yeah.
Tom Petty a little bit, but I'm good with Petty now. We just passed his like 4 or 5 years that he's been gone.
been a while,
So it
yeah.
has been. So, but no, everything else I think we're okay on. You
Okay,
know,
thank
we're living.
thank God.
Think we're living okay.
Thank God, just making sure, man. You
So,
know?
but I am irritated with them because again, COVID tried to take him down. Everybody's trying to take him down, and they just won't fucking listen. You know, so
They just won't fucking listen.
nope.
Well, listen, we've been on for about an hour and a half, so we're gonna
Damn.
wrap that.
I'm
We're gonna
sorry
leave
that
there.
it was all Motley Crue
Well, no,
related.
Listen, I didn't know it was gonna go there. I mean, we had stuff to talk about. We have, I mean,
Oh yeah.
we gotta put a couple of things to bed real quick.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, this isn't gonna
Flock
be.
of Seagulls won.
This isn't gonna be the one. This isn't gonna be a one-time show.
No, it isn't.
Okay. I think
We are
there's
full of empty
we
promises.
got a message. Oh, hello from Kansas. Is this like a roundabout way to say you guys are reunited for the millionth time?
We never broke up. We just got busy.
And I'm pretty sure that's from.
Oh, I know who that's from.
I'm pretty sure that's from Mr. We just moved to Kansas, pain in the ass, #1 fan, Mr. Steven Hernandez.
Yes.
So,
Hi, Steven.
We love you. We miss you. We hope you're doing well out there in Kansas.
Absolutely love you. So, yeah, let's put a couple of things to bed.
Arby's are the shit, by the way.
Word, they have the meats.
There's Arby's, I guess, everywhere in their town, right? So that's awesome. Sorry there's no Starbucks there, but, I mean, what are
ain't
you
missing
really
anything.
missing?
You ain't missing anything.
But anyway.
We went to a place the other night on duty
love
called
hearing
the
from
Human
you.
Bean. It was excellent.
The Human Bean?
Bean.
Bean.
Yeah,
Okay.
coffee shop.
Interesting.
It was really good.
Well, fuck them,
At
and
Rio
they're
Vista.
not our sponsor, so they can go fuck themselves.
That's all right. They're a little spot.
So we'll put a couple things to bed. This isn't going to be the first and only time we do this. We're going to shoot for doing this on Tuesdays at 2 p.m.
That's the idea.
Either 1 or 2 p.m.
Yep.
And the only reason why I say that, you hadn't heard this yet, but and when you were gone and coming back, I checked my schedule. I have some 4 o'clock engagements
I
on
see.
Tuesdays coming up.
Gotcha.
So we just want to make sure that we have enough time.
Yep, and I also have, I think, a standing 4 o'clock engagement on Tuesdays also, but it's right down the
Drive-through
street from here.
margs? They have drive-through margaritas?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So I'm really happy you have a new homestead there, Mr. Hernandez. It's a really bummer. I got a new job just real quickly, and
Like
I'm
right down the street from you.
and I'm actually working and I'm covering the Dixon area. So I would have loved to have come by and seen you in the Bambulance to say hi to the beautiful young lady. I know she's not a baby anymore. I know she's still a little one, but she's not a baby anymore.
No,
So
but she sure is feisty.
So
I
love
tell
to
ya.
see how Penelope's doing. Hope everybody's good with lids and all that good stuff. So
Absolutely. So, but yeah, so we'll put that to bed. We'll be doing this again, hopefully pretty regularly. You're back to regular medic work, so you've got a schedule so that we can kind of
we know how to work
we
around
can
it.
schedule around the schedule,
Yep,
you know,
which still
and,
also means there is always Tales in the Ambulance.
there could be Tales of the Ambulance. I still have that shit on here,
I
but but we got to talk about that. We got to talk about the weed that I've grown.
Yeah.
Because it's
You are quite the farmer,
it is some fire ass shite.
CC Pedro.
So we got to talk about that. But I mean, there's just a lot of stuff to talk about. So
there is. It's been a year almost.
But hour and a half. I think that should be about where we wrap that shit. So
Yeah. I'm sorry. We could have covered many more topics, but you hit me in my love zone.
No, I kind of knew it was happening, so I let it go, and
I appreciate that.
I think that's
Thank
the
you.
best thing to do. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please let your friends know that we have a show. Tell them, hit us up on the YouTubes, like and subscribe on that. We're also on the Facebook Live, always there. Stones Radio Networks. You can check us out anytime, and. Like I said, hey, we just love being back, and I'm glad you're out there listening.
It's great to be back. Great to have the headphones on again. Great to have our little banter and our silliness.
That's right, man.
Florida still sucks.
Florida does suck.
I still feel bad for those that have that are struggling and suffering there.
Yep.
I hope that those struggles can come to an end soon with
Go
a positive
Padres.
resolution.
Go Padres. Fuck the Dodgers.
The Dodger Dogs are the worst thing ever
Worst
created.
things on the planet.
Go
What else?
Cowboys.
Go Niners.
Yeah. Go Cowboys.
Go Niners.
And whatever.
And go Giants.
Go Giants. We'll
All right.
always go on that one.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for checking out
Mwah.
Stones and the Toy.
Deuces, everybody.